Now you've got our resume. Okay, so now what? Well, now it's time to interview. Here's something that I want to give you that I think will really help you kind of soothe and calm some of your jitters about interviewing. All right, so let's look at getting the job by the numbers, right? So look at this really cool blue area, the biggest area of my pie. And this area represents your attitude. That's right, it's your attitude. Why? Because you're going to spend the most of your time at work. And in order to be an effective coworker, you got to be easy to get along with, right? You have to bring the right attitude to the organization, okay? So that's our biggest chunk. So let that take some of the stress off of you, okay? This really is about who you are. Are you really that team player that you said you were on your resume? Do you really manage conflicts well? Do you go out of your way to kind of maybe get along with your coworkers and see if you can help them in work related issues? This is what's really going to make the difference when it's time for that employer to decide whether or not to bring you on board. Okay? So let that put your mind at ease a little bit. You're the best you can be. Next, we have our appearance. That's about 25% of the whole pie. Appearance, not only what we wear, right? And we all know what we should wear to an interview, right? Right? Okay. You should always make sure that you're wearing a buttoned up shirt. You want to make sure that your arms are covered. You want to make sure that you're sticking to neutral colors. You want to make sure that you're wearing flat closed toe shoes. And you want to make sure that you're groomed appropriately. All of these things make up the appearance, not just what you're wearing, but how you're wearing it, right? Make sure you have a belt, okay? Make sure the hair is groomed. Make sure the fingernails aren't too long. These are all components in appearance. Then we want to talk about communication. Communication doesn't mean that you're using the King's English at all times, but communication means that you're doing the best that you can to articulate what your strengths are and what you bring to the game. Guess what else is communication? It's what you don't say as well. It's your body language. Are you smiling at your interviewer? Are you nodding in agreement with maybe what your interviewer is saying? Are you nodding in agreement with something maybe that someone you're interviewing with is saying? Are you being tuned into the whole conversation? Okay? Maintaining good eye contact. Giving firm handshakes when we enter the room and when we leave the room as well. This is communication. And then finally, my smallest chunk. My smallest chunk is job qualifications, representing only 10% of this pie. Well, why is that? Because if you have the right attitude, if you can communicate what your needs are, and you show up ready to do the job, I can teach you what you need to know. So that's getting the job by the numbers. And remember, the most important factor in this whole pie is your attitude.